I love it when a plan comes together. Gotta love when everything is all part of the plan. That's what this show is titled today. As the industry outsiders have taken over your Facebook, your YouTube, and yes, we are live on Elon Musk's X for the second week in a row. The takeover is here. You get to see our ugly bugs for at least an hour or so. They're like, I'm sick of these damn fools coming on my internet and shit. No, sir, we're not coming on the internet. We're coming inside the internet.
On Elon's wife. I mean, on Elon's X.
Yes, we're coming inside Elon's X. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J. Black, live in the building once again. Back with another episode of the Industry Outsiders. And, you know I can't do this without my mans. My main mans. Big American citizens in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, you can do this without me. I'm out. I'll see you later. Bye.
No. What do we have no. Listen.
Okay, bye.
You had your fun for the last 3 months, okay, doing these shows by yourself. The party's over.
I literally did one by myself.
You did two.
I did one.
The streets say two. The streets don't lie, okay? I mean, they do lie, but they don't lie.
They be lying like a motherfucker. They think I did more than one.
You know I missed you. That's what I'm trying to say without saying what to say, what I'm saying. So now that we're back at it like a crack habit, sir, we had a lot to talk about last week. A lot that we didn't touch on for obvious reasons because I needed to let the anger kind of get itself out of the way.
And we also had to let John Larry 6'9" do his thing with his lawyers and just start stitching on people now.
Oh yeah, you know the you knew that was gonna come though. Somebody
John Laurinaitis is like, no, I can't leave the Bella's mom. No, I'm all they got. They're all I got now.
My man said, I am a victim.
I'm a victim. He threatened me with my job. If I didn't perform these sexual acts and shit on people with Vincent Kennedy McMahon and Brock Lesnar, I would be fired and out of power.
Oh, Lord. The next thing
you know, how it went down.
Next thing you know, we're going to find out that Vince McMahon and Diddy are in cahoots and they've been diddling around, okay? And they diddled
John Laurinaitis. The diddles, John Laurinaitis.
That's going to be the next phase of this whole thing. That John Laurinaitis got diddled. But all jokes aside,
he touched my balls. It was an accident. He touched my balls.
But we'll get to
that. You feel that, John? You feel that? You like it?
He said, these are mine.
You like it? These are my balls. These are my genetic jackhammers.
Oh, my Lord Jesus. See, we're supposed to be a wholesome, family-friendly wrestling show. I mean, all of that was a lie. All of that was an absolute...
Biatch, please.
Okay, on the flip side, we have a lot to talk about today, but we only have a limited time to talk about it. So let's get with the big thing that I said that last week that I wanted to talk about, which is AEW. It's the biggest part of our show here. Now, as you all know, that attendance has been down in AEW shows, and nobody's really kind of been talking about it. But a certain man...
They have, but copyright strikes have been put up against people who show any pictures of an AEW arena. So
yeah, and you can't do that. You know, apparently you can't do that. No problem. But it was addressed publicly, without being addressed publicly, by one Rob Van Dam. Okay, so there was. Oh, go ahead.
I said the whole fucking show.
The whole fucking show. So Rob Van Dam liked and replied to a tweet that asked him if having more people in the crowd creates better performances out of the performers. As you know, Rob Van Dam performed many times at the Hammerstein Ballroom, sold out. While it's a small venue, like wide ways, it's vertical, right? Yeah, that's typically how ballrooms are. They're very vertical. So Rob Van Dam knows a thing or two about sold out shows. So once that finally got addressed,
he was also at WrestleMania, and
yeah, but you know what I mean, though. You can only imagine, especially GCW performs at the Hammerstein Ballroom too. Mm-hmm. You can only imagine what that feels like when you have thousands of fans on top of you, chanting your name, cheering the wrestling and things like that. AEW has barely been able to draw 3, 4, $5,000 people crowds. And they've been consistently going to these small shows, like the small venues in small cities. Yeah. Small venues wouldn't even necessarily be a problem. But they're going to these small cities. Like they were in New Orleans one night, and they generated some decent numbers. But then they went to Shreveport, which typically, and that's not to say anything bad about Shreveport, but Shreveport is very, it's a low income city, right? There's nobody rich in Shreveport, which is why 50 Cent really kind of invested in Shreveport to put the movie studio there. But they only drew like 2,000 people in Shreveport for 2 episodes for what is it? Dynamite and what's the other show?
Rampage. Collision.
Yeah.
Where was the Collision?
No, Collision is tonight, and I guess we're gonna find out what the numbers are when those pop up. But that's in a different city. That's not even going to be in Shreveport. And so everybody has their opinion on what's wrong. Why isn't people coming to shows? Why aren't people doing this? And I kind of want to get your thoughts about it first before I go into my tirade. Have you been watching the AEW products, even on replay, and have you noticed the shortcomings of these crowds, and is the correlation of where they decided to put these shows at? Because like they sold out Greensboro for the Sting retirement match. That's 17,000 arena. They've sold out all 17,000 seats. Mm-hmm. Okay. Greensboro is not a big town, but it's not a small town. It's one of the bigger towns in North Carolina. Yes. But that's WCW territory, right? That's old NWA, WCW territory, Ric Flair country, if you will. But have you seen a correlation with where they've been at and the lack of attendance thereof, like the cities and stuff like that? Or do you think it's a bigger issue with the product lacking something, I should say?
All right. So the main issue with AEW at this point in time is their lack of quote unquote leadership when it comes from the top. So Tony Khan has shown that he does not know how to control shit in the locker room or anywhere within that company. He's got a lot of money and he's got a lot of toys. He wants to push old stars without. Hey, I can hear myself on your thing. Did your mic come undone?
No, it's good. Is it echoing that much? Hold on.
Okay, now I can hear you. You were just talk. Yeah. So, all right. Talk real quick.
Yo.
Okay. And we talked about this when AEW first started. He brought in all these old ex-WWE guys. He brought in these legends. He's brought in people who the fans want to see, but without actually respecting the fans enough to have decent stories written or stories being done. I think it was great for that young locker room that CM Punk left when he did, and they were able to bring in Adam Copeland to let him help the younger generation because that's what he wants to do.
Okay, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
As far as the attendance at the shows, they always do the hard cam side, so you don't know what the crowd actually looks like behind it. WWE's been doing the same thing recently. And yes, it is because right now, people might not have the money, time, or even the effort to want to go to a wrestling show at this point right now. even though both products have great wrestling. WWE is light years ahead of storylines of AEW, but we've already known that. As far as AEW wrestling goes, their wrestling is still top notch. I think even though I know they're just trying to get different eyes on the product by bringing in the CMLL wrestlers or some of the old Japanese guys in, that hurts your product on TV because not all casual wrestling fans know who these people are.
Yeah.
So everybody in the world knows who Minoru Suzuki is. I had no problems with Minoru Suzuki taking on Adam Copeland last week. But not only hardcore wrestlers know, or wrestling fans know, who Blue Justice is, who took on Daniel Bryan on fucking Dynamite. It's one of those things. And you got the CMLL guys. They had Mystico in that match, who is a walking botch, as we see in his WWE run as Sin Cara. It's just the balance with them right now. They don't have anything set for their future. With Samoa Joe, I like Samoa Joe being the champion. I love these matches that Swerve and Hangman are having. Like that Swerve RVD match was a banger. That was the best performance RVD has had in a long time.
Yeah.
Agreed. Hangman. When I look at him right now, I see Jake the Snake Roberts. If you look at the mustache with the hair, he looks like Jake the Snake, young Jake the Snake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's out here performing at a high level, and he always has. But AEW needs to move the product forward. So you had a great storyline going with Swerve and Hangman. You did all this shit. You know, the blood spit in the air, the hardcore match, the baby, all that bullshit. Then you think it's over because Swerve beat this motherfucker 2-0 in a best of 3. You know what I'm saying? It was a best of 3 series. Swerve is up 2-0. Series is over. But no, they want to revisit it because that's where people were like, oh shit, Swerve and Hangman? Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. Mm-hmm. And that's not saying anything against Swerve or against Hangman. Yes, they brought back the rankings. I'm glad they brought back the rankings because that made the wrestling important for the first year of AEW's inception.
Yeah.
They took it away so they could concentrate more on the sports entertainment part of it, and it failed. Then it fell off.
Yeah, I agree.
When you have guys, see, I believe Swerve Strickland should be the first African American heavyweight champion of AEW. I believe this wholeheartedly. This man is performing leaps and bounds beyond everything that he did. And I loved him in NXT, but even beyond what he was doing in Lucha Underground, he is performing at such a fucking level right now. And he's that bad guy who they want to be a bad guy, but he can't be a fucking bad guy because the fans love him.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And I agree. Go ahead. I'm just letting you know I agree with you. Go ahead. That's all.
Hangman, on the other hand, people want to boo him, but he's a white babyface.
Do you feel that they're booing him because of who they paired him with? Because
they're booing him because he should not be in the ring with Swerve right now. Swerve and Samoa Joe should be running a program. Hangman should not be involved in this.
Yeah, agreed. There's a lot to Hangman that I really, really like. And very little things that I don't like. But the things that I don't like, I think really affects his presentation and who he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about evolution as a character in wrestling. I bet you're gonna find when I'm gonna tell you when I tell you that the most evolved person that has really evolved since the beginning of AEW till now, out of everybody, and I'm gonna tell you this name, and you're probably gonna laugh at first, but then as you think about it, you're gonna realize that I'm writing this one. The most evolved person in AEW since its inception is Orange Cassidy. His character has evolved from being.
No, I will agree. I will agree with you on that one.
And you think about it, he was just a slacker. Everybody questioned, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he have what it takes? He's small. He's thin. Does he really care about the wrestling and stuff like that? And people are starting to realize that Orange Cassidy is one of the most brilliant wrestlers that is out there. While some of his antics might turn you off per se, if you think about it, the moment that you stop taking him seriously, the moment that you done fucked up, and the moment that he starts whooping your ass, that's the psychology that throughout his whole match. And the only person that really, there's only two people I felt that only really took him seriously from beginning to end, and that was Jon Moxley and that was Pac. Because Pac was tired of his shit. Pac was like, I'm just gonna whoop your ass. And Jon Moxley's kind of the same way. They don't tolerate no bullshit. It is what it is. We gonna fight. Okay? Everybody else falls into the antics. Everybody else falls into the stick, and they end up paying the price for it. But he's evolved to where he's not default lackadaisical. He's at 100 the whole way through matches now. And then to fuck with you in the middle of the match, then he does the lackadaisical shit and pisses people off and gets them to fuck up, and then he's back to going 100 miles an hour again. And so I love how he's taken that and uses his lackadaisical style as a weapon mid-match as opposed to at the beginning of the match to fuck with people psychologically. With Hangman, however, when he was supposed to take that evolutionary leap after he won the heavyweight title, which I felt that, oh my goodness, he done dropped off. Give it a second. So let me give my boy a second to come back on. Give me a moment. Yes, it's a 49ers hat over there. Come on, big citizen. Sid, where you at, fool? It's going to pop back up. Well, I'll repeat what I was trying to tell you, basically, for those that are watching. So, Hangman's character was supposed to evolve a long time ago. And that never happened. Like, once he got to the point to where he got the courage to face Kenny Omega and beat Kenny Omega, AEW never lets his character evolve past where it was. You back, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was saying is that AEW, after Hangman won the title, and after we had the evolution that I have courage now, I'm the man, he never really evolved past that. And the stories that they put him in never let him evolve past that because they wanted to hotshot CM Punk the title after the MJF feud, which I felt that was like the worst thing that you could do because CM Punk only feuded with MJF. And that was like the first feud. And then we went through like 4 months, and then CM Punk has the title match. And you kind of knew the writing was on the wall. It felt almost like how we felt yesterday and watching SmackDown, which we'll get to in just a moment. But Hangman,
I honestly didn't. I didn't mind what happened on SmackDown. I know why they got to do what they got to do right now.
Oh, of course they do. There's a lot involved with that. And we'll discuss it. Like Swerve's character evolved. Okay, Swerve evolved tremendously. Okay, Jon Moxley evolved from being a solo badass that'll take on anybody to having a squad around him that'll take on anybody and even be more vicious and more psycho and a little bit crazy and shit like that. Eddie Kingston has evolved. Daniel Bryan has evolved. Even MJF has evolved. Adam Cole, even being injured in this double storyline shit, has evolved. Roger Strong really has evolved. He has a personality now. That's something they didn't have in NXT. And they couldn't give him one, even if they handed to him with a silver platter, but he found his shtick in AEW. Like Chris Statlander evolved out of the alien persona.
You know what hasn't evolved?
What hasn't evolved?
Wardlow not being injury prone.
That's one thing. Wardlow devolved. Wardlow is one person I will say. See, while Hangman never evolved past the place that he was at prior to him fighting CM Punk, Wardlow devolved into the person I thought was going to be the Batista of the brand right? He literally should have been it. Because I felt like once Wardlow got the push that he got, I felt like it was supposed to set up him versus MJF. But somehow MJF turned into a face with that promo that he did, right? And that threw off. I think that threw off everything. Yeah. I'm like, come on now. Everybody's been waiting for a pipe bomb moment, and MJF gave it to him. You knew that was going to turn him face. Pipe bombs turn heels into faces, unfortunately. And I think that people are not realizing that.
You know when Wardlow lost his push?
When
his father died and they cut off his ponytail.
You talking about like a Samson moment where they just cut the nigga head?
Yeah. Damn. Think about it. Think about that shit. Because remember, Samoa Joe cut that ponytail off this man's head. Then he ended up in a feud with Christian and lost every fucking match.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're absolutely tremendously not wrong.
Samoa Joe is now a de-evolver Pokemon. That's what he is.
I just feel like, how do you go from being the hottest new thing? You go from being in a group to the hottest new thing, which they could have won the heavyweight title if they would have protected him and did what they needed to do to present him as this big deal. I would even said him and a feud with him and Hobbs would have done wonders. That would have done numbers. Meat slapping meat, like the 7-match series, him and Hobbs trying to fucking slap meat for 7 matches. I know that sounds weird. I know there's a bunch of pause in that, okay? I get that. But a 7-round series of meat slapping meat would have been the best.
This is why we need Big E to pop in right now and be like, yes, man's meat slapping man meat. Let's go.
I'm just saying. If we could have got that would have been beautiful. But instead,
we only got one match between the two.
And it didn't suck. I wanted more, and they never gave us more. You know what I'm saying? And I felt the finish was rushed anyway. But I felt like this is a problem. The stars, it's almost very Vince McMahonish. The stars that we're trying to give you, right? The fans are saying, yes, push Wardlow. We love Wardlow. He's our meat slapping hero. Okay, all right. Powerhouse Hobbs. We love this man. He said, fuck you and have a nice, kiss my black ass and have a nice day. He got the biggest pop that he's ever gotten in his career, and he did nothing with it. Okay?
Yep.
They have, people love Jon Moxley, and they book Jon Moxley 50-50 booking with probably your most sadistic wrestler on the thing. Jon Moxley should literally be the person that you don't want to face. Nobody should be wanting to fuck with.
The only reason he dropped the title to Phoenix is because he got hurt during the match.
Well, I know that. But then they give it back to Orange Cassidy the next match. Which I'm like,
which they never should have taken it off Orange Cassidy.
Exactly. Orange Cassidy finding a way to beat Jon Moxley would have set Orange Cassidy to another fucking stratosphere. Another fucking complete stratosphere. But I'm willing to bet that but the match between him and Roderick Strong, when it probably happens at Revolution, is going to be fucking bonkers. I will tell you that right now.
Orange Cassidy is going to annoy this motherfucker so much in that match.
Yeah.
That we're going to see angry Roddy Strong from Ring of Honor days. That's what we're going to see in this match.
Well, you notice that they've been doing the whole back thing with Orange Cassidy over the past few months. It's similar like how they've been doing Rollins, so that's kind of like how they're going to book this. Roger Strong going to break that nigga in 7 ways Sunday, and I can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying?
And then Orange Cassidy's going to roll this motherfucker up and keep the title. Because Roddy Strong cannot have nice things. No. Yes, because Roddy Strong cannot have nice things. Okay? We've established this over his career.
I know you're right, but I don't want you to be right, okay? I know that this is true. I just don't want you to be all right about this one. I want Roddy to have a belt. Go ahead.
So Matt Bennett has a title, but Roger Strong never will.
Damn. So I think AEW, there's 3 things that they need to change, okay? Big 3, and I've been thinking about this for a while. First things first, they need to establish who they're presenting the product to. Okay, who are you trying to go for? Who are you trying to deliver your product to live? We know who you're trying to deliver it to on TV, right? The 18 to 49 demo. That's the key demo, right? That's the numbers
Yeah,
demo. That's
they're
the one.
looking they're looking for that. They're, they're looking for that hardcore wrestling fan. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah. So that is a problem because all the hardcore wrestling fans became political fans because that literally, and if you look at the numbers, if you look at the fall off of wrestling and the ratings, where those people went, they went to Fox News, they went to CNN, they went to all that. So when wrestling used to do 10 million, 20 million total, because remember it used to be 10 million on Raw, 10 million on fucking WCW, right? Those people left. Those 20 million people, well, 17 million people left and went to go watch politics. They went to go watch niggas like Hannity, the nigga, the Don Lemon and them, all them joints, right? And then once them cats left, once the Hannitys and the Lemons and shit like that, now news is falling off. Now, where are those people? Who fucking knows at this point? They probably just gave up on television as a whole. You know,
They on
so,
Disney Plus. That's where they at.
they're streaming shit now. They're fuck this, you know. And you're probably right about that, which is probably why that WWE did the big move for Netflix. Because, like, just said. So
WWE plays chess while everybody else plays checkers.
yeah, you're right. So I'm thinking this is my thought, and I want to see your thoughts about it. I think that the best you're gonna need to capture a younger crowd at this point. Not like a kid crowd, not like the kiddies, no. But I think that
I just want to let you know this.
Go ahead.
I just want to let you know that this podcast is going to be fucked volume wise because you keep cutting out.
How do I keep cutting out? I gotta hold my mic like this.
You like your whole picture keeps Your whole picture keeps freezing, and then it'll pop back in mid conversation.
It might be your internet, sir. It might be my internet. Who knows at this point? Anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll let StreamYard figure this shit out, okay? I don't know. Anyways, the point of what I'm trying to say is that
it's because we said we're coming on Elon Musk's X. That's why.
Elon Musk like, oh really? Really? Oh, I got you. I got your shit. Hits the button, slows down everything. How you like that? You like that? You like that?
You like that? So, you little bitch.
I really honestly think that AEW needs to focus on, like, if they're gonna do venues, I feel like they need to do them at colleges. Right? Except you can't do that in the summertime. Because in the summertime there's nobody at the college. So like you're gonna have to figure out a way to go in the larger stadiums from May to September.
Or book an overseas tour through that time.
Oh, that would be good too. The big 3-month overseas tour. AEW would do numbers overseas easily.
Well, we saw what they did at Wembley. Yeah. They sold that place out. They sold Wembley out. And now they're struggling to sell tickets to the next show in Wembley.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest here. The other thing that they're lacking, which he's slowly getting people to come back to the product now. Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe being able to cut promos like CM Punk while also wrestling at a high level, right? And just be physically imposing. Like you see Samoa Joe, and you know that ain't nobody. You're not gonna beat this dude in the fight. Like it's gonna take one.
He's gonna whoop somebody ass. He's gonna whoop somebody ass.
Yeah,
he's gonna whoop somebody ass. That's what you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I think Samoa Joe is working on getting.
I told everybody what that man was gonna do to Hook.
Yeah, beat his fuck. And I know. But that's
Taz was like, Taz said, I gotta take my headset off. Hold on.
I think that if they do the college campuses one mid stadium per like big event, right? So like your Revolutions, your your Double or Nothing, your All In, stuff like that, right? Those things you should have in a larger stadium, not like huge, but like um T-Mobile Arena, right? That should be like a pay-per-view,
Or,
right? As opposed to having
or
it
out
like in
here,
Thomas the Man.
when they come out here, they do MGM, and they're doing the Palms here soon. No, they're doing
Yeah,
the Dollar Loan Center Arena. They're doing the Dollar Loan Center Arena soon.
yeah, and I've heard about that place, and I'm like, how did Dollar Loan Center get a fucking arena? Well,
It's
that's
so it's that's the arena for the Henderson Silver Knights, the B team for the Golden Knights.
yeah. But even at that, what happened in the Thomas and Mack Center? Thomas and Mack Center post 15K.
They don't do shows like that there anymore. Because since T-Mobile has been built, nope, I barely see shit at Thomas and Mack except Rebel games.
Which is insane. But goes back to what I'm saying. Like that would be perfect because it's close to the strip. Yes, it's not the T-Mobile Arena, but it's closer to the strip. But you go all the way to Dollar Loan Center, that's in Henderson. I don't give a fuck.
Right off of Water Street.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. That's in Henderson. That's not Las Vegas. That's Henderson. That's deep in the nutsack of Henderson.
Hey,
you know
hold on. Impact Wrestling sold out the Palms. Well, it was a club venue, but they sold it out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like they should be at college campuses marketing and like heavy, hiring people to market heavy at college campuses to get these people to go to the shows on college campuses. You know the one
so
year.
The problem.
Oh, go ahead.
The problem that AEW has with doing that is their budget is so big. If they start doing the college campuses, they're going to lose more money than they make.
Okay, but now, so you're telling me that having 1,500 people in a venue is good money? They're going to lose. They're losing either way.
It is when the venue is paying them. The colleges won't pay them. The venues they're performing in right now pay them to perform there.
I don't know. That's even at that, because that means it's only 1,500 people at most. Let's see. Let's say that each person brings one kid. That means that potentially you only have, out of the 1,500 people, you have 750 people that can buy merch, 750 people that can buy food, 750 people that can buy programs, 750 people that are actually, and you divide that by a fourth, only one of those four people are paying for parking. You see where the cost, the time cost fallacy comes now into play. We've invested so much money into making sure that AEW comes to our venue. Now we've lost money by having them here. Now, and if you lose money once, you're not going to want to lose money again if you're a venue.
So what AEW should do, the smart thing for them to do, would be go back to Daly's place for a few months, get the product right back on track the way it was, and then hit the road.
They could probably do Daly's place in that summer thing that I was telling you about. That
because Daly's place, every time they're at Daly's, they sell out.
Yeah, if they did Daly's, I would say even half the time, and then did overseas the other half of the time in the summer, and then focused on, and maybe you don't have to do every college venue, but you should be out there though, like ESPN Game Day, like you know what I'm saying. It should be a fucking big deal. Like come on.
Like the PLE pre-shows where they got the crowd behind them and they're hyped up as shit.
Dude, you invite a bunch of college kids to party, they're gonna party. You tell them fucking front rows $100 and fucking everywhere 50 and 25, and I want you to sell out the fucking, the 15,000 seat basketball stadium, they're gonna do it. Dude, the show here in Orlando was that Edition Arena, which is where the UCF basketball team plays, right? Sold out. When you pay-per-view, it was the 2-night thing, the Wednesday and Friday. The 2-night special. Okay? Sold it out. 2 nights in a row. I mean, and I know that Orlando has a thing, but Like it's a larger population. I get that, but the college kids were hyped to have wrestling on their campus. To understand, for people that don't know, the difference between UCF and downtown is about 25 miles. Like, it's not like Vegas where, like, it's 5-10 miles on one street going up to get to downtown. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally in Orlando, you have to go all the way to Bumfuck to get to the college campus. And so the not being able to have to go nowhere, and actually there's a lot of rich people that live around the college campus, for them not to have to drive all the way to downtown is a boom for them. Wrestling, and I don't have to deal with the fucking Kia Center and downtown drunk fucks? Hell yeah. Fucking sign me the fuck up. That's how it should be.
I can tell you what the problem with AEW is right now. In a very short message.
Yeah.
AEW, Tony Khan in general, lied to the fans about the product, lied to the fans about what they're going to do with some of their more popular stars, and they also lied to the fans of what they are there to provide. Because if you remember, let's go down this hole right now then. So the best thing going in 2020, 2021 was the Dark Order. And I've mentioned this many fucking times on when we talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Him saying the Dark Order is not going anywhere after Brody Lee passed away, that they will always take care of Brody Jr., that they'll always do this, that, and the other, was all a fucking lie, because Brody Lee was gone 4 months later. Half of the Dark Order gets fired, don't get their contracts renewed, like Marco Stunt and other wrestlers who deserve to be on that fucking roster because they helped build the goddamn thing. Then you got Brody Jr., who is few and far between shows now because of school and the fact that Amanda Huber is good friends with Cody Rhodes, so she's always at WWE shows now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You brought in CM Punk. You brought in CM Punk and let him bury your roster, let him bury the locker room, let him bury the owner, let him do whatever the fuck you wanted until it got to the point where you had to fire this man twice.
Fair.
I always thought Tony Khan stood for, we're gonna have integrity in this organization. We're gonna do this. We're gonna be what the WWE don't do. But guess what? You have turned into the WWE with a bad fucking writing team.
Well, now all of that, there's a lot what you said to that, so I will give you I will play devil's advocate with you for a second. So I will 100% attribute the failure of the Dark Order 100% to Tony Khan, because I don't know if anybody's ever listened to me on this regarding this situation, right? But when Hangman Page and the Dark Order were tied at the hip, right? And Hangman Page knew that he was going to have to take time off for the for the birth of his child, right? The birth of his daughter. I think that was born. The way that they booked it was horrible. They should have never booked it like that. I've always felt, because if you were going to bring him back and you were going to have him win the Battle Royal, right? And he was going to get his title shot anyway, you should have never booked him to lose and lose in such a way that affected the Dark Order, right? Because remember, around this time, the hottest tag team was not the Young Bucks, although they were the champions, and it wasn't FTR, although they were heavy challengers. The hottest tag team at this point were John Silver and Alex fucking Reynolds, right? They're the Dark Order. Those were the hottest tag team, okay? Because that's who they sent out over there, and then also Stu Grayson and what's his name? But Stu Grayson and Evil Uno. Okay, but the team that they sent out to get the tag team titles was Alex Reynolds and Stu Grayson. I mean, Alex Reynolds and what's his name? So if that's going to be the case, right? I mean, I honestly felt they should have sent out Stu Grayson and Evil Uno But that's another story for another day. Okay, that's what it is. But if that's going to be the goal, this is how they literally should have booked it. Because the thing is that they were going to win that match, and if they would have won that match, then Hangman would have got a shot at the title, right? Mm-hmm. Hangman lost clean. That should have never happened. It should never happen at all. Hangman should have proven that he could beat Kenny Omega, right? Or if you didn't want that to happen, he should have proven. They should have had the Dark Order win the tag titles from the Young Bucks, which guaranteed Hangman Page's spot to go against Kenny Omega. Because remember, that was the stipulation. If they won, they get their shots at the belts. One of those two things should have happened. But then what should have happened after that is the beatdown of the century, where, all right, you won your challengers, but good luck getting your challenge while you're in the fucking hospital, because we're breaking everything. We're breaking your fingers, your fucking ribs, your fucking knee, we're tearing your knee ligaments, all this shit. It should have been the beatdown of the fucking century. And then it would have been like that.
So you wanted them to 4 horsemen.
Yeah. You won, but at what cost? And that's how that shit should have went down. Okay? Then because Kenny Omega beating Hangman clean, not dirty, absolutely fucking clean in the middle of the ring, when you have a feud that needs to prove that Hangman can beat Kenny Omega in order for him to get his title shot, through the whole derailed everything. Because now you took all of Hangman's momentum away. All of it. You stripped the whole thing of it. So now he wins, because Kenny Omega had the right to say, I beat you clean in the middle of the ring. You don't get a title shot. Go fuck yourself. Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom. That's it. That would have been it. Right? You could have then, he could have got his ass for the 4 horseman style beatdown, which would have been absolutely perfect, because they had the numbers game. They had six niggas on 3. Could have absolutely beat the shit out of these niggas. And even if anybody else in the Dark Order could have interfered, the Elite had more niggas on the payroll. Okay? Elite could have went in whole full horseman NWO style, beat down, hit niggas with trucks, whatever the fuck they gotta do to make it look like it. But you know at the end of the day that the Dark Order gets their tag title shot and Hangman gets his world title shot because they proved it. Now you know that they earned it, so now you know that the Elite are desperate to make sure that he doesn't get it. Because that's what the whole shit was about. Kenny Omega being desperate to not let fucking Hangman win the goddamn title, because you know that Hangman could beat him when he was at 100%. That's what the whole story was about.
Oh, I know. And what happened in order for Kenny Omega to lose that belt? His whole body had to fucking give up on him. For him to drop that title.
Which was precisely my point. Thank you. That was the point. That now, because we come to now what? Hangman fought Daniel Bryan with a broken fucking body and went and took him to a draw. Okay? He did this. And by the time you got to that point, you saw, remember, Kenny Omega was still the champ. And now you have Daniel Bryan.
Hold on. Not only that, he was the champ in 4 fucking federations.
Yeah. And now you have him fighting Daniel Bryan, and now you have him fighting CM Punk just got signed, and this was a month apart. Right?
And he was also fighting Christian and Sami Callihan. He was fighting Rick Swann. He was fucking fighting Andrade.
And now you've proven, and it goes back to what I said, that now that you've proven that Hangman Page doesn't belong, because Kenny Omega would have at 50% beat Hangman Page at 100% clean in the middle of the ring. That to me right there was the beginning of the end for Hangman Page's character, because now you showed that why does Hangman Page belong? So now you're just gonna throw him another shot, throw him another bone. That's not how this works. It's not how it should work. You know what I'm saying? Especially
it is when you're in the Elite.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't do that. I don't care how good if people thought it sounded on paper. They buried Hangman when they did that. They buried him. They buried all the momentum that it took a year to build to that point.
Yeah.
Because you presented this man as Kenny Omega's equal and successor by put him in the tag team, right? This is how they presented him. They put him in a tag team with them. They were the tag team champs. You showed Hangman winning matches instead of Kenny Omega and winning them in a spectacular way, right? Winning wars with Kenny Omega by his side, showing them that he's equal, only to show then eventually Kenny Omega beating Hangman Page clean in the middle of the ring. And you can't do that. And that was the moment I think that the fans were like, okay, well, if Hangman Page can't beat Kenny Omega, well, we have CM Punk and we have Daniel Bryan, and then all of a sudden Hangman Page wins the Battle Royal, and then they're like, oh yeah, Hangman Page.
Like, oh yeah, Kenny Omega's fucked up. His shoulders are literally falling off of his body.
Yeah.
He needs surgery. So here you go, Hangman. Here's your title run.
Yeah. But and could you imagine though that so I'll give you, this is how this really should have went down. So like we do the Horseman beatdown. Then Kenny Omega says he's on the bigger and better things, that he don't have to worry about, hey man, he's not going to make it out the hospital. He's going to be in inpatient therapy for as long as he needs to be. We don't have to worry about the Dark Order anymore. They're going to be in the same beds next to him. It's time to move on to a different era. And then CM Punk's music hits. And he said, well, I'm not, and then they do the little stick. And then you're teasing CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. But then all of a sudden, Daniel Bryan jumps the shark, comes in. I want my first match to be against Kenny Omega. Fuck the title. I just want to fight him. Okay? But then, now Kenny Omega gets desperate because the draw happens. Now you're beating down Daniel Bryan, doing the whole shtick that you just did with what you did with Hangman Page. You're about to do the same shit. All of a fucking sudden, Hangman Page pops out. Dark Order pops out. Whoops fucking ass. You then set up the next pay-per-view, which is like, this is Kenny Omega's last stand. You know what I'm saying? And you get the big title feel that this nigga ain't gonna have this belt anymore. Because if you've noticed anything about AEW, you always get a feeling when somebody's not gonna have a title anymore. And you're tuned to see if it's actually going to happen. That's the one thing that was lacking in the MJF thing up until he said he had all these injuries. Then you kind of knew Samoa Joe, last minute, Samoa Joe, you knew that shit was going to pop off with Samoa Joe. Like, you kind of just knew. Like he tore ligaments in his knee, shit, he got broken ribs and shit. Yeah, he's going to drop the belt. Fuck him. But that was the feeling that you got. But when it happened with Hangman, it wasn't a good feeling. You're like, he just went to draw. He doesn't deserve the title shot. He got one anyway, or at least the way that they presented it. And we ended up to where we were.
And you also ended up screwing Mox out of that title shot.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, they fucked up so much shit from that point because they got CM Punk, they got Daniel Bryan, they got Andrade, they got all these cats all at once. All at once, because you remember that August through October, everybody came through, okay?
Yeah. Fuck. Daniel Bryan premiered on the night that fucking Adam Cole did.
All at once. All this fuckery all at once. And he fucked over Kenny. He fucked over, I think he really fucked over Kenny Omega and Hangman Page at the same time. Only because.
But you know what the sad part about it is?
What?
John Moxley carried this company for 2.5 years and got shat on. And then when he finally had to take some time off to get rid of some personal demons, they almost shit on him during that.
Oh yeah. Which is, I think that's part of the reason why they give him a lot of free reign with his character now. Because that man should have had a time off a long time ago. Okay? Like, and then now with the whole shit with
CM Punk jumping into the crowd and breaking his foot.
Yeah. Fucked over everything. That derailed a lot because CM Punk had so many feuds lined up. And CM Punk, MJF beating CM Punk for the title in Chicago is what was supposed to happen. Because remember what I said, remember what he said, that we're gonna fight, and the next time I face you is gonna be your most embarrassing loss that you've ever had in your entire life. And we never got a chance to see that because it should have been CM Punk losing to MJF in Chicago for the title. That's literally how it should have been. That's what it was. That's how they had set this up. And I feel bad though because like, and allude to, and I guess I didn't get to what the next thing that you were talking about, which was presenting these people that a lot of people don't know, right, as stars. Mm-hmm. You remember the package that they did to El Hijo, Del Vikingo? What was his name?
Yeah,
Vikingo. I just call him.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, Vikingo.
Okay, so you see when they did the package for him, how they presented him as a major star and used the CMLL footage and everything else, and they did all that. And you know, with Suzuki, right? They did the same thing for Suzuki. They presented him. They did the package. They showed New Japan footage. They showed why he's a sadistic fucker, who he is, how he is, why he is. They did the same thing with Tanahashi. They did the same thing with Kota Ibushi. They did the same thing with that. Why haven't they done that with all the other people that they've just brought over?
Because they stopped caring.
Well, that's sad. Because, again, it goes back to what you said. Why should we care about the people that are these top stars are facing? Why should we take them seriously as a threat?
You know, so, and this is not saying anything against these two gentlemen. The best, hottest act in AEW right now are two 50-year-olds with broken freaking necks who are just tearing the house down every time they get in the ring. Christian and Adam Copeland is the best fucking thing going in AEW right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're all sitting here waiting. We're all sitting here waiting for Luchasaurus to fuck Christian up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he's going to snap at some point, and he's going to claim his title. And I'm absolutely fucking here for it. But AEW has to... That's the first thing. I think the first two things that we talked about, the venues, they got to fix where they do these venues at. The second thing...
I have another question, too.
Yeah.
Why did they stop booking Jack Perry because he said something to CM Punk that they didn't like? And now Jack Perry's on the indie scene wearing an armband that says scapegoat.
You know he's still signed to AEW. They didn't fire him.
Yeah, I know, but they're not booking him. He's wrestling all these indie shows. And he's got a scapegoat thing wrapped around his arm.
Yeah, he's in New Japan right now. He's doing the New Japan show in Gali. It's interesting. That's if you think about it though. You know why. There's going to be a lot of talk about it.
It was the whole glass comment. It was the whole glass thing.
I swear to God, I need DJ Who Kid and what's his name? DJ Who Kid and Ace Steel's wife to tell us what really happened. If we could get, if I could get, they're the only two people that were there that didn't sign NDLs. Why the fuck was DJ Who Kid there? I have no fucking idea. Okay, because now you know it's crazy because now he's AJ Francis' Top Dollar's manager now. I thought like he went from being a DJ to a manager, nigga, to my man Top Dollar. Holla holla. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. So like that's game. I want to know what happened. Listen. They need to give that nigga free reign of what happened without saying too much. Say everything without saying too much at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
No,
the names,
let him say everything. Fuck it. CM Punk works at WWE now. Let him come out and do that shit.
Listen, if somebody was listen, an NDA is not enforceable if a crime was committed. If somebody was assaulted, somebody needs to speak up and speak out. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so speaking of NDAs and speaking up and speaking out,
love that. You love that.
Let's go ahead and jump on this talk. I do. Let's go ahead and jump on this topic since we're almost an hour in already. So Vince McMahon made a person sign an NDA on behalf of the WWE, which the WWE board of directors never saw.
True. But a corporation.
He signed it on behalf of the WWE, though.
I mean, essentially, he was the WWE. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the thing, that he always had majority. What was probably going to happen is that he already had majority ownership, so they couldn't vote him out, even if they wanted to, at the time the NBA happened.
The problem with a publicly traded company, those type of decisions have to go through the board of directors.
Oh, I know. I'm telling you what he thought in his head. Because this is what would have happened.
All right. So let's just jump on this right now. Let's just jump on this. Much like, I had some bad analogies there, but I'm not going to say them because I want to respect the young lady who this happened to.
Horrible, sir. Horrible, but I love it.
Vince McMahon is a nasty motherfucker. Apparently having threesomes with this young lady and defecating on him during the threesomes. Cause I'm Vince McMahon, bitch. You take my shit.
And passing it around the homies like Ja Rule's jewelry.
Grooming and pimping women out to Brock Lesnar to keep him from going to another company.
Yep. And that's not even if that was the worst of it, then we could probably just be like, oh, okay, it's one victim. And then he found somebody gullible that'll do it. But the problem is that we're starting to get to a point where it's more than one.
I think it's up to 9. I think they said it's up to about 9 now.
And I'm also worried because you remember how much how highly I thought of Ashley Mazzaro, right? You remember Ashley Mazzaro, the Tough Enough winner. Like, how highly I thought of her. And if I find out that she was a victim of his bullshit too, which I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the case, that at this point, but there's nobody to speak up for her. But Paul London is like, because remember they used to date, and Paul London has been on his podcast speaking about a lot of the stuff that Ashley Mazzaro, very vocal. And so it's going to come to a point where a lot of the stuff that he's not saying while saying, he's just going to have to come out and start saying.
Paul London is a nutcase.
He's a nutcase, yes. But he was first in line to see Ashley Mazzaro's change from being the happy person that was happy to be in WWE to the depressed person that ended up taking her life, which is horrible. And if I told you, if we find out that Vince's like the shit that he may have did to her, because what we're starting to learn, right? And this is through who said this? John Laurinaitis. I think that was one of the statements that he made. That he said Vince was more likely to do something if he felt like you really needed WWE. Like this was your only spot. And if you felt like Vince loved you and you couldn't be shit anywhere else. Which is probably the reason why he was so adamant about winning these Monday Night Wars, ending basically WCW, burying him into the ground, because then there's no competition. Where are you going to go? TNA? Like, they had to pay Kurt Angle all this money. There's no money for you. They were almost willing to pay Brock Lesnar shit.
Perk Angle, baby. Perk Angle.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna come. We're coming to a point now where shit's about to hit the fan, and also the other side of this, like I said,
when I was at work last night, I saw a pop.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say I saw a thing from one of the news networks that the federal government, the feds are now going after Vince. They finally opened up a federal case now.
Yep. We've gone to Fed season now, sir. And now when the feds get involved, they don't let up. They're going to get all the evidence. They're going to get everything. They're going to get every single last text message from every single phone. They're going to interview witnesses. They're going to find out what these niggas up to. Oh, you niggas thinking about trafficking steroids? Oh, guess what, bud? We're going to let you slide on these federally trafficking steroids if you just tell us what we need to know about sexual assault. We don't give a fuck about these drugs. We want to know about the big shit. And they will. And they'll find it. The feds have a 99% success rate when it comes to convictions. 99%. Not even your favorite NBA player shoots 99%.
The only thing that beats the feds' case rate is the internet, because the internet never loses.
Internet is undefeated. And trust me, it's coming for them. So Vince, you can go fuck yourself. I'm gonna just start there. Let's just get that out the way. Vince can go fuck himself. But
and I'm also going to say that about Mr. Laurinaitis because he should have had the balls to be like, you know what, Vince, fuck you.
Listen, if John Laurinaitis had balls, he probably wouldn't have lost his voice.
Yeah, but he is married to the Bella Twins' mother.
There's a statement I like to make in there, and I'm just gonna leave it alone. But all I'm gonna tell you is you think about how that relationship.
She take the money when I'm in need. Yeah, well, she's a trifling.
Yeah,
need.
You think about how that relationship became to be. I'm on John Laurinaitis, and I'm your new stepdaddy. Oh no. So now we have to talk about the
people power.
So now that Vince and John Laurinaitis can burn in hell, we have to talk about the last thing on our plate, which is, of course, the road to WrestleMania. Now is in full effect. The Royal Rumble. So we just got. We're not going to talk about. We're only going to talk about the two big things that came out of there, which the two the two Royal Rumble matches. So,
but I want to explain logically why this makes sense.
Right. So what he's referring to, sir, what for the people out there, Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, points at the WrestleMania sign, points at Roman Reigns. We've already kind of ha. We know we're getting the correlation, okay? But then come Monday night, Seth Rollins gets in his ear. Right? He gets in his ear. He gets in the ear. Little bug in the ear. And then Seth Rollins starts leaving promos on the Twitter machine, the X machine, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Do you want don't you want to be the workers' champion, or do you want to be Hollywood? Okay, gets in his ear, and then Cody Rhodes says he's showing up on SmackDown. We're thinking, yes, he's gonna meet that man face to face and tell him, "I'm challenging you, and if you don't like it, I got 2 words for you: suck it." You know what I'm saying? Like the whole shebang, right? And then The Rock, and then he says, "No, I'm gonna finish the story, just not today." And then he walks right away, and then The Rock comes out, and there's collective shock amongst the entire WWE universe. Some good shock, some bad shock, and Big Sin has a logical explanation for all of this. But I just like to remind everybody that WrestleMania is in Philadelphia. And okay, Big Sin, you can go.
All right. So the logical explanation of all of this is like Kenny Omega, Seth Rollins needs time off. He needs to drop the title. He needs to have surgery. He needs to do a lot of things to his body because he has been performing at a rate we haven't seen since Kenny Omega was a 4-company champion. Bad back, bad knee, bad shoulder, bad neck. These are all injuries that he's been dealing with his whole career, especially the knee and the fucking back. He's had this broken back for 4 years now and never got it repaired. So with all that, having Cody take on Seth Rollins at WrestleMania is the smarter move business-wise going forward. Because Cody can be that workhorse champion until Gunther is ready to give up the IC title and take that title for himself.
Yeah. Now, it's funny that you said all that. Because I'm going to read you a tweet that I posted. Because somebody... Oh, let me pull this up. Give me a second. Where is... This is what I said. I said, I've been objectively thinking about this because the whole question was, why would Rollins goad Cody into a title match, right? Knowing, from a storyline standpoint, we have Rollins at 100%, couldn't beat Cody Rhodes at 50%, right? With the torn pec. He couldn't even beat him at 100% when both of them were at 100%.
Cody Rhodes is 3-0 against Seth Rollins.
Yeah. So the question is that why would he want to challenge him? And so, and I posted this tweet, and I said, I've been objectively thinking about this, and I'll add a different spin. Rollins isn't going to be 100% at WrestleMania. He couldn't even beat Cody at 50%. But the alternatives are either Drew or Gunther, unless somebody else steps up. If it's Drew, he knows that Drew is going to murder his ass. And knowing that Drew's not going to let the shit slide this time around, and with no interference involved, you know what I'm saying, Drew's is going to kill this man. If it's Gunther, while Gunther respects Seth Rollins as we saw in the exchange, Seth knows that Gunther is a different type of animal. Like Gunther gives no fucks. Like he literally told him, I'm going to break your back in ways that you can't even imagine. By essentially passing the torch to Cody, he's ensuring that while he's recovering, the fort is being held down until he comes back.
And we've already the last two Royal Rumbles have already planted the seeds of Gunther Cody Rhodes. The last two Royal Rumbles have already planted that.
Gunther Cody Rhodes, I feel, is going to be in the vein of Cody Rhodes, Brody Lee. You know how that second match, that strap match?
Mm-hmm. The dog collar match, yeah.
Nasty work. Nasty fucking.
So now, as far as The Rock goes, I know people are like, "Oh, he took over TK. He's a board of director of TKO. He's going to force himself in there." Dwayne Johnson doesn't give a fuck about championships. Dwayne Johnson wants that lay. He wants to be the head of that table. Yep. And the perfect person to retire Dwayne Johnson permanently is Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Head of the table versus career. That's what this match is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So now the question asked, the question that's being asked now, we have Elimination Chamber coming up. So if Cody's not challenging Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania, right? That means that if he's going to challenge, so what are we doing Elimination Chamber for? What's the point?
Okay, so Elimination Chamber with the whole with Brock Lesnar being involved in this Vince McMahon shit and getting subsequently removed from everything. I'm gonna go into a little side thing right here. Braun Breaker took over the Brock Lesnar role in the Royal Rumble. Braun Breaker. So the original plan was Dominic Mysterio was supposed to eliminate Brock Lesnar from the Royal Rumble, setting up a match at Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker is not coming to the main roster to fight Dominic Mysterio. So that's why I know he's a troll on Instagram, but John Cena posted a picture of Dom Mysterio and said Sydney with a question mark on it. So I think we're going to have Cena versus Dominic at Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber match itself, and the reason I say Cena is because they need that star power there. Yes, Cody will be there. Roman won't. Seth won't. But I think the Elimination Chamber is going to be Logan Paul's U.S. title up for grabs in the men's, and whoever's going to take on Rhea at WrestleMania in the women's. Since Bayley is, like I said, is going to go after Io Sky.
That honestly though, I would love to see Gunther in the IC title in the Elimination Chamber though too, because there's a lot.
That's another aspect too. Yeah,
there's a lot of mid card on both shows that one would definitely need some PLE exposure, and two would benefit from being in the ring with somebody like Gunther, or all be in the ring with just each other fighting Gunther and Gunther fighting them. There's a lot going to it. One thought that I did have, because especially if we're going to pivot away from a Gunther and Seth Rollins match.
For now.
Is one person that has been exploding on the scene for the last 6 months now. We're going on 6 months. Probably like 5.5. Because where Survivor Series fell. One person that has gotten a ton of crowd support. One person that when his song comes on, everybody knows who he is. And then when he hits the ring, everybody does his movement when he's in the thing. And I think you know who I'm talking about. That man is main event Jey Uso. Now, they've been teasing and teasing and teasing interactions between him and Gunther because of what's been going on with Imperium and the Judgment Day.
With
I mean, not Judgment Day, Imperium in the New Day.
Because Big E can't go, Jimmy Uso has to be that guy. But if we don't get Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania, I am going to be very disappointed.
They haven't found a way to make this happen yet. That's kind of where the issue is. But the thought is, let's just say, for example, Gunther versus Jey Uso. I'm going to give you a scenario where I can get Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're going to say, but yeah, go ahead.
Very easy. Instead of doing Elimination Chamber for Gunther's title, right? Because now we're building up to, and I would really love to see Gunther in the Elimination Chamber. Like I really want to see, because I wanted him to say that he can do anything, right? But with the way that they've been building up this New Day, Imperium thing, and Imperium just not being able to, I mean, Imperium just handling the New Day, and slowly, Jey Uso has beaten Giovanni Vinci. He's beating Ludwig Kaiser. He's up, if we're doing rankings, he's up there in the rankings, and he has yet to get a title shot for anything. So
yeah, his last title shot was against Roman.
Yeah, and so that match between him and Bronson Reed was absolutely fucking monster. I loved it. That showed that he could take on a bigger dude and do the damn thing. Gunther versus Jey Uso. He says, I'm tired of you jumping my friends. I'm tired of doing this. You know I'm next in line. I'm ready. Let's get it on. Let's do this at Elimination Chamber. Gunther likes it, accepts. We get ourselves a banger match. Absolute banger of a fucking match. And then Jimmy Uso comes in and disrupts the whole thing, causes this nigga to lose. And so now the story becomes that every time
you're gonna be like, you thought you was gonna get it. You thought you was gonna get a He's gonna be like, you thought he was gonna get a solo title before me?
Exactly. And
no,
the whole thing, no yeet. And that's the whole thing. That he can say that every time, Oos, I try to give myself up. And I'm right there at the top. You always try to take me down, Oos. Every time that I get myself this close to a championship, you try to take me down, Oos. No more. Me and you. WrestleMania, Oos. Tribal Combat. And there it is. Jimmy versus Jay, Tribal Combat at WrestleMania. And you can even use that to start the fucking pay-per-view or start the night or end the night. Because you know that shit's going to be fucking bonkers if they do it like that.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I expect something like that to happen. See, I think they want to test Logan Paul inside the Elimination Chamber. Because you got KO. You have Grayson Waller talking about he wants to be the U.S. champion now. You got, there's a good crowd around that U.S. title over there on SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily. And you can even throw Jimmy in there, too, if you really want to.
Yeah, I think they're going. And then Jay can screw Jimmy. After Jimmy screws Jay, Jay screws Jimmy.
Yeah. And then that Tribal Combat, Oops. Tribal Combat.
But with all the dark shit going on in WWE, I do have to give the WWE credit. They did not let what happened affect the product at all. The product is going as strong as it has since the Attitude Era right now.
Definitely.
The changes that they are making, bringing back Pete Dunne, getting rid of the Butch character. You brought up Tyler Bate, you're bringing up Braun Breaker, you brought up Tiffy, you're bringing up Roxanne Perez, you're bringing up all these great talents from NXT to this main roster. Braun Breaker's going to kill somebody once he gets on the fucking roster. This dude... And him, I think he should go to Raw because I think there's a better talent pool for him to perform with over on Raw.
I feel so too. I honestly do. I hope I'm not the only one between me and you hoping that him that Braun Breaker and what's his name, Baron Corbin win the cup.
But that's good. I think that's guaranteed because Melo's going to turn on Trick, and then because they're going to have Melo's last match at Takeover, him versus Trick. Trick is not winning the title from Dragunov. That is not going to happen.
I hope not. I mean, and not because I don't want Trick to do it. We need that match. We need that the send off basically. Match. Yeah, but I just feel bad because I'm like, Trick is a megastar. Fuck, that's.
But he doesn't. So that's the thing. They realize what they have on their hands when he made that appearance at SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't think Trick needs the NXT title. But I don't think he should be on the main roster. I don't think he should be on the main roster yet, but I think they're going to pull the trigger a little quicker with him because now you have people on that main roster who could help him better than some of the people at NXT because I think they're setting up Josh Briggs to take that title off of Dragunov.
This might, we'll see. There's a couple other
with Josh Briggs, with Josh Briggs, accidentally booting Dragunov the other night and then hitting Trick with that clothesline from hell. Yeah, I can see Briggs taking the belt off Dragunov.
You know what though? But I can see it happening in a triple threat. Probably at another takeover. Like I could see that actually happening.
And Briggs has been so much improved over this last year.
Yeah. Like I could see that happening. I'm thinking about how do you just insert Briggs into this situation, and I think
that's how it happened. No, it happened during that Trick Williams match. He booted Dragunov.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, how do you get him in a match with Dragunov to like convincingly to say, you deserve a title shot, right? Because at least with Trick's resume,
remember we have till April.
I know, but remember with Trick's resume, he got his North American title win, right? Like that was like he won a North American championship. He already knows what it's like to face the odds to win the championship. He won the 6-pack challenge, whatever that, the eliminate, you know how that was. He won that challenge. Yeah, deadline match. He earned the spot twice over. So that's an easy sell. With Briggs, we need more. I need more from Briggs. I need not necessarily. What's the word I'm trying to say? I don't want it to be like a Braun Breaker situation where we hot shot him to the top, straight out.
No, I have 3 letters for you to get Briggs in that championship match.
What?
JBL.
He's gonna be politicking. Is JBL gonna turn back into the what?
JBL is taking over as the mouthpiece for Briggs recently.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like he's gonna politic his way to get his boy a title shot. I mean, from kayfabe, you know what I mean? Like, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it, but I just need more matches.
So
I just need more.
The way I think they do it is Jensen comes out, and asking Briggs about his new attitude and shit. Mm-hmm. JBL stands on top of the ramp staring at him. Briggs beats the brake off of Jensen. Dragunov comes out to stop it from happening.
Yeah.
JBL has Briggs take out Dragunov and say some shit like, "This is what I'll do to my best friends. Think what I'll do to you. I can put you through the pain you want. I put you down. You didn't get back up immediately." Because he did put Dragunov down, and Dragunov did not get back up immediately.
Yeah. I think that if he feuds with his old friend and wins that feud, then we can that's you can make the statement that you just exactly said. Like if they could do like maybe a 2 or 3 week feud between him and his old partner, and just the changes and shit like that, I think they do that. Yeah, I can see that. That shouldn't be a problem.
Because so what I'm noticing right now is Noam Dar is being used as the benchmark to see where people are going.
Yeah.
Jensen went to a time limit thing with him in the Heritage Cup. That showed his stamina.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Noam Dar beat Von Wagner in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Von Wagner has showed much wrestling improvement in between the last couple years. but he's not ready for that type of spotlight. I think people have a tendency to forget how good Jensen is. He was in that original breakout tournament with Carmelo and Braun. He has been around that long.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So
you're
he is due,
right
and he was a tag team wrestler for a while, but every single performance he has had since, because remember, we were shocked when him and Jensen won the NXT UK titles. We were both shocked at that shit.
Yeah, I was like,
but then they came back, and remember, they beat the New Day clean for those NXT UK titles in that title match.
Yeah.
Remember Jensen threw Kofi into the ropes outside and gave him that clothesline, and we were both like, "What the fuck was that?" And it was amazing.
Yeah.
But Briggs is something special. He's with that Joe Gacy class that came hardcore from the Indies, who are making this run now in NXT that makes them special.
Yeah. As long as they build it up right, I'm here for it. And I said, JBL being there is good. But I said, I need him to win a feud before they just give him a belt. So like we talked about, if he can beat Jensen, beat the brakes off this nigga, betray this nigga, fuck this nigga up, you know what I'm saying, show some emotion and shit like that, then I'm good with that. I'll be okay with that, and him challenging Dragunov and eventually winning, especially since JBL is going to be in his corner. I'll be 100% okay with that.
And his offense matches well with Dragunov. Dragunov likes to take the big bumps. Yeah. Jensen's offense matches that perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, Briggs.
Yeah. Briggs, yeah. So we'll definitely see about that. I'm here for that. Okay. So we discussed everything that we're going to talk about this week. We'll have to see what goes down over the next week. We may get closer to the pay-per-view. Well, no, we got to take over take over.
We got Vengeance Day. We got Vengeance Day tomorrow.
Yeah, so we got Vengeance Day, and that may be just where we'll do another show next week. Probably talk about Vengeance, or maybe we'll wait a couple weeks and let some shit simmer in the pot a little bit. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when the next one's.
Yeah, because in a few weeks we should have where Braun Breaker is going to be wrestling. Stratton is already signed with SmackDown. And it's weird that they're pulling these guys before WrestleMania. But I think Braun and Tiffany Stratton are both ready for it. So.
Oh yeah, I think also at the end of the day, I think we also need to know how this Elimination Chamber season is going to go. Like who's going to be in it, and maybe that's probably when we do our next episode. We'll talk about TakeOver. I'm pretty sure by the end of next week or the end of the week after, we'll be looking at what Elimination Chamber is going to look like. Mm-hmm. And where we kind of stand and kind of see where the trajectory is going into WrestleMania. So
yeah. Also, whoever's watching right now, I just want to let y'all know that I might be doing one of those live watch things that they do on shit where you watch the pay-per-view and react to it as it goes. I'm thinking about doing one of those to see how it goes.
You should do that. I'm gonna see it's MegaCon this week here in Orlando, so I will definitely be working. Well, after we I'm
probably gonna do the first time I do it will probably be WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about for like tomorrow. Okay. All right, bet. That's
no. Because I actually took the day off. I actually took the Saturday off for WrestleMania, and so I'm taking some PTO. Since my new schedule, I go in at 11 o'clock at night. You know me, I don't miss a WrestleMania, so.
Look at you taking PTO like a real gangster. Look at that. Aww. All right, Big Sid.
He over there like this motherfucker ain't took a day off in 15 years.
I'm telling you, nigga, I'm like shit. I'm like, this nigga is more likely to cash out PTO prior to him leaving the job than he is to actually use PTO while he's working there.
Well, unfortunately, the place I work does not allow you to cash out, so you have to use it. So,
well, just you know what I mean. So, yeah, you're more likely to use it up until you have to leave, up until and like cashing out that. I guess that's what I mean by cashing out.
Like I did at my previous employer.
2 weeks? Yeah, I'll be taking off these next 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. I'm just gone. All right.
While working another job. Didn't even take no time off. Just got a new job.
Double the pay. New world order. All right, Big Sin. Let the people know what they can do to join us. We become the outsiders of infamy. It doesn't make any sense, but fuck it, just roll with it, okay?
No, we are the outsiders of industry.
Yeah, the outsiders of the industry, okay? Let them know.
What I need you to do right now, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you know more Sinful Black drops. Also, Suicide Squad gameplay's going up, and I even did a gameplay for the Silent Hill chat, whatever the hell it's called, the free one that just released on PS5. Yeah, that one will be going up this week. But I had fun with the first hour and a half of Suicide Squad. The haters on the internet need to stop and actually have fun with a video game and not take it so seriously.
Dude, I hate every single person, every single YouTuber that bashed this game, every single person on X that bashed this game. If you literally, the problem is that they want to play this game like Batman, and I'm thinking to myself, those are two completely different games and two completely different play styles. This isn't a Batman game. This is absolute fun.
No, it's DC Destiny. That's why you like it, sir, because it is DC Destiny.
No, you know what game I fucking love? You know what it reminds me of? Deadass, honest, like if we really want to be talking about this shit, it reminds me of fucking Saints Row. Saints Row on fucking crack, like the OG Saints Row, where like that third person view, but also like Sunset Overdrive, where you can do the ridiculous shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it reminds me of. And for like people to just shit on this game, like the reactors just shitting on this game, I'm like, man, fuck you with a horse's dildo, you son of a bitch. Anyways,
actually, you know what our next podcast should be?
What?
Video game talk.
We could, but now it's just gonna be us for an hour shaming video game reviewers for the bad takes that they have. Because listen. I've seen a lot of bad takes.
No, we could talk. We could talk about that, but we could also talk about the future of the industry and what's coming out and shit like that.
That's true. But I want to talk shit to Death Stranding haters. Because I know you love Death Stranding.
Hey, Death Stranding is fucking amazing. They can go fuck themselves too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you remember when it first came out, hater on top of hater on top of hater on top of hater on top of hater, and oddly enough, your Death Stranding video game players are some of our best watched still on this channel to this day. But that's neither here nor there.
And not only that, Death Stranding 2, yes, the title On the Beach is something else, but Death Stranding 2 looks fucking amazing. It is going to be weird and crazy. So
yes, it's going to be, but also beautiful at the same time. So I for one am excited. Just saying.
But how about this? Next Saturday we do a video game conversation.
Okay, yeah, we'll have a conversation about that. I'm here for it. We'll make it work. All right.
Wrestling, video games, and Paw Patrol, bitch.
So until next time, that's my man Big Sin. I'm your boy Hollywood J Black. This is the Industry Outsiders Wrestling Show, and we are out this thing.